Welcome back, all you beautiful thinking people, to Advocation X, and I'm your host, Clyde. Let me start by saying, I've missed you folks. It's great to be back in action. I'm here at one of my favorite spots, and I would like to implore you guys to right now, take a moment, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you to all my new subscribers and all the new people watching this channel from all around the world. You are making my day. My motivation levels have continued to increase. So please, invite your friends, your family, anybody. Turn that like button on. Let's hit that algorithm head on. Today, the topic that I'd like to discuss is pretty dire. And I want everybody to really, really listen up. There's a scenario brewing around us that we have very little control over, but we do have some. And I want to bring it to you right now. Let's dive in. When we look at the financial markets of the world, they are in turmoil. The Russian trade markets are in a shambles, shut down. The actual trade going across the world is going to be disrupted in many ways in this next little while. If you don't have your money in the war machine, you're probably not going to do very good in this next while. But the war machine is going to make many people filthy rich because war is a commodity. It's something that generates all kinds of money for people who like that kind of thing. There are certain things that I will not invest in because my moral compass tells me I can't go there. That doesn't mean you can't go there. If you want to make billions of dollars, go ahead. By all intents and purposes, I'm sure that you have good reasons for going that route. And if it works for you, I'm happy. With our markets in turmoil, what are we about to do about it? Well, if you ask any of your friends and neighbors, they're not doing anything. But I can tell you this. If I could go back like 2 months, 3 months ago, I would take everything out of the markets, every market. If the U.S. markets are any indication on what we are up against as retail investors, again, I say, I'll take my money out of everywhere. They manipulate our money so horribly. They take away our money from us so quickly and easily, like taking candy from a baby. We're working in a system that isn't working for us. There are all kinds of investigations going on right now into the financial markets of the US of A. Will that spill over? I'm pretty sure it will. I think it's going to spill over into everybody's markets. Why? Because everybody is invested in the same markets. It doesn't matter what country you're living in, you're probably invested in the US market. That means it affects you. So what are we going to do about it, folks? I would say you need to be really steadfast and sure of anything you put your money into. Speculation is not acceptable anymore. Because if you speculate, they will use your speculative spirit against you. They will rob you of your hard-earned money. If you haven't heard of algorithms, take a look at what they do on the financial markets. Algorithms are king. Algorithms make much money for many of these interesting individuals that are helping to run the financial markets. If we look at every single drop of water ahead of me, we would understand the depths of manipulation that can be wielded against us. For each drop of water there are probably those of us who have lost greatly over the years. They are not rigged for you. They are rigged against you. There are some honest companies to invest in, to a point. The problem is when other people decide, we don't like that company, let's crush it. We don't like this company, let's crush it. Well, this is a company that is friends to us, so we're going to help that one move forward. The powers of manipulation that are available to these people are way too strong. You either have to have inside information, which is why they try to say insider trading is against the law, because if you know what we know, you might get rich. We don't want that. So if you're an insider and you're trading, as long as you're part of the friendship, you can get away with it. But If you're me and you get inside information and you go to trade on it, you will go to jail. And you may not pass go, and you may not collect any of your money. Please understand, I'm starting to sour against the investment markets. And why? Because they seem to only serve the rich in getting richer, and the poor continue getting poorer. They create rules and laws that will stop you from being able to hold anybody accountable. They will stop you from being able to stop the games that are going on with these people who are running things. They form these organizations called the SEC, etc., 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 etc. Call them the alphabet people. And what happens? They do nothing. They attack the little guy. They take down small hedge funds. They take down small corporations because that shows you that they are working. They're working for you and they're doing a great job. But when you start taking a look at transparency and seeing what the big guys are doing, you go, wait a second, why did you attack that little guy? This is what I'm trying to tell you, folks. Understand that you need to really take a look at what you're doing. Do not leave yourself open to these interesting individuals to allow them the chance to take everything you've worked hard for. You need to be watching the ball. Watch where it's bouncing. Don't be distracted by the things going on the side, because those are distractions to stop everyone from getting a good handle on what's going on. Do you remember during the massive crisis in the United States, buildings came down, etc.? Well, there was a huge investigation going on in the Pentagon. That investigation involved so much money. So much money. You can't even imagine how much money it involved. Did you hear anything about it after that? It disappeared. You cannot let things distract you from what's right in front of you. You must learn to divide your attention and make sure you devote some to all the items that are most important in everyone's lives. So the markets today, we're looking at bloodbath after bloodbath after bloodbath after bloodbath. And what do they tell you? They tell you it's inflation. Okay, let's see, what would inflation do? Inflation would mean there's more money circulating. Less people buying, but more money circulating. I remember hearing from corporate interesting people in the past that they would prefer to sell $1 million item to a big rich guy or gal rather than sell 1 million little items to the little guy. They don't care how they get your money as long as they get it. So inflation doesn't stop the corporate interests from making big profits. It doesn't stop them. They just pass the expenses on to other people. And they get it. So when they tell you the markets are dying because of inflation, I'll say that is a very tiny part of it, because people they're more afraid to spend their money or lose it. So you're not going to put it in a speculative forum like the markets. So that does hurt a little bit. But considering the fact that retail investors are such a small part of the market, I'd say that's probably more than taken care of by the big guys who are buying up everything you're selling for cheap because you're afraid of inflation. Oh my gosh, inflation. I heard inflation is going to hurt the markets. Look, it's going down. Oh my God, I better sell. I'm going to sell low. Sell, low. And let's just say I'm that corporate interest person. I'm watching that come down and I'm buying up everything you're dropping. Buying it up. Sometimes for 50 cents on the dollar or less. Sometimes at a 68, 70% discount. Folks, stop. Stop there. That's enough. You need to step up and watch out for your own interests. You need to vote in your own interest. You cannot keep voting for people who continue to rob you blind and do things behind your back. If those alphabet people, the SEC, etc., are doing their jobs, we will see action. We will see change. We will see our ability to succeed increase. If it doesn't, then all you got to see were smoke and mirrors. Now, let me pull that back. Allegedly, supposedly, nobody's trying to get sued by these alphabet people or anyone else involved with them. And why would they sue somebody who's just sitting on YouTube trying to speak their mind? Because it could expose them, maybe? Because if it weren't true, what would you be suing for? The truth would be everywhere. Nobody would even listen to us because we'd all be just discredited by the reality of what's going on right in front of your nose. If that reality's not going on, folks, it's time. It's time to speak up. It's time to say, we elected you people, you appointed people, we want them to serve us. We don't want them to serve the elite class. We want them to serve all of us. That means we should all have an equal opportunity to make it or break it. That means we need to go get knowledge. And what do we say about our beautiful thinking people? We never give up, and we never give in. But we keep an open mind, because with an open mind we gather knowledge. That knowledge is the only empowering force that allows us to make sound, sane decisions. So gather that knowledge, don't give it up for anything, and start speaking up and standing up for yourselves and for your neighbor and your loved ones and those who are just walking your neighborhood. We need to get back to community. We need to watch each other's back. Do me a favor. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And above all else, stay as happy as humanly possible.